What's up guys, it's Trey Lowell, and man, I love action cams. Today, we're gonna be comparing the $100 OnReal 4K action camera versus the GoPro Hero 5, coming up next. So we've officially gotten to the spot where we're gonna be filming today, and we're gonna be comparing the OnReal $100 4K action cam against a roughly $300, $400 GoPro Hero 5. We're gonna use the exact same settings for both cameras. So whatever the OnReal offers, we're going to set the GoPro to that. We're gonna put them side by side, and we're going to give you guys a glance at what the footage looks like in a $100 action camera and the footage that looks like in a $200 to $300 action camera, and get a real insight on, is the OnReal $100 4K action camera worth it, or is the GoPro an OnReal killer? So we just finished up filming the OnReal and the GoPro side by side. I overall think that the comparison is going to be a really good, kind of give you guys a really good understanding of like what a GoPro offers compared to this $100 OnReal action camera. So I'm really excited to get inside, check out some of the footage, see what it's all about, compare the two so that I can tell you guys exactly what's better for those that are more on the prosumer side, maybe some of those that are just trying to get into this kind of stuff, but it'll give you a really good understanding of what $100 gets you and what $200 to $300 gets you in an action cam. Let's check it out. Okay guys, so we're back inside. We've got the footage on the hard drives uploaded into Final Cut, and let's just dive right in of the OnReal versus the GoPro Hero 4. So this is just 4K footage out of the OnReal. So it's just sitting there, and the field of view is going to be wide frame. And now let's go ahead and click over to the GoPro, same shot. And as we can see, this is the 4K wide on the GoPro, and one thing you can notice between the two is that the GoPro is significantly wider. And the OnReal still has a nice, looks like it's capturing a good image quality, but as far as field of view, the GoPro is blowing it out of the water. And once again, guys, both of these are shot 100% raw. They're the auto settings on both the cameras so that you can get a view of that. So that's 4K in both of the cameras. Now let's go ahead and move over to, it looks like this is 19 by 20 by 1080. So at 30 frames. Now this is gonna be the OnReal. And this is actually time-lapsing. And let's compare that against the GoPro. So now this is what a GoPro looks like, GoPro Hero 5. Pretty much same shot, shooting my B-roll. And I'll click the OnReal back on, and back to the GoPro. So there you have it. All right, and we're moving to another time-lapse video. This time I'm actually gonna start with the GoPro, and then we'll move to the OnReal. So this is the GoPro, once again, very raw settings. It's what the camera comes auto, so let's roll into that. This is a time lapse with the GoPro Hero 5, set at 2-second intervals, and we're gonna switch over to the OnReal. So again, not as wide, colors not as great, seems a lot darker. And okay, so the next comparison that I did with these two cameras was walking and talking. So the first one that you guys are gonna see is the OnReal, and this is right out of the camera. The audio that you guys are gonna be hearing, seeing, I've done absolutely nothing with it, so let's roll that. And one thing I can tell you guys,
right out of the box, the audio is just awful on the OnReal. I actually can't even hear it right now. And so there's a quick glance of this camera is definitely not going to be something that you want for audio. So now that was the OnReal. Let's switch over to the GoPro.
So we are officially doing
here we go.
the walk and talk,
at 60
1080p, 60 frames per second. So we're officially doing
stabilization
the
is
with
good.
The GoPro at 1080p
Audio's loud enough to hear it
at 60 frames per second, so that we can compare it side by side with the OnReal. So interested to see what this looks like.
Okay, so I'm gonna pause right there, and the reason that I did that is just one thing I can tell right out of the box is the GoPro versus the OnReal in this type of situation. If you plan on recording audio, there's no way in heck that I think the OnReal is going to be good for you unless you bought some kind of setup. Now it does have input, so I think you could set up a shotgun mic to this camera, but that's going to cost you more. But out of the box, the GoPro 100% is going to get you some audio that could possibly be used. And as far as image stabilization goes between the two, I mean, the OnReal kind of holds its own. It's pretty smooth footage. And then the GoPro, honestly, might be even more shaky, but they're both pretty smooth for action cams. And this is going to be some more 4K footage, but this is 24 frames per second, 4K wide field of view with the OnReal. Let's go ahead and fast forward. And here we go. Not bad as usual. It's definitely holding the darks and the shadows. It's definitely a darker image, but it doesn't look that bad. So let's look at what the GoPro looks like. Same shot. 4K settings, 24 frames per second. And we'll fast forward. And here we go. So once again, OnReal and the GoPro, just the main thing that I'm seeing is that the OnReal has a significantly, the GoPros has a significantly wider field of view. OnReal not so much. The OnReal seems to be a little bit, the video footage is on the darker side, GoPro's a little bit on the lighter side. I tend to probably want to work with something that maybe is a little bit on the lighter side so that I can manipulate colors a little bit more. But that could also be said that the OnReal is holding a lot of the colors. So it's $100 versus, $300, $400 in the GoPro Hero 5. So, so far that's some of the footage. And then now this is some more footage that I shot, and this is all going to be shot at the, I want to say 120 frames per second. One thing I noticed right off the bat is the OnReal actually spits out the footage already in slow motion, and the GoPro, for some reason, maybe it was my fault, did not come out that way. So let's go ahead and roll into this. And like I said, this is going to be in slow motion. So as you guys can see, that is 120 frames per second with the OnReal. A lot of grain. Could the footage be used? Possibly, if you wanted to maybe fix it. But similar with most action cams at this price, you're just never going to get super high quality slow motion. So now let's jump into the GoPro at the 120 frames. And as you can see, this footage is actually usable. Now it's not slowed down, so either through GoPro's app or in post-production, so in Final Cut or Adobe, you're maybe going to want to have to slow it down. But as far as video quality and how the image is holding, the GoPro is far more superior when it comes to the 120 frames per second. I could actually work with this footage. Now the OnReal, I'm not quite sure. So there you have it, $100 versus the GoPro Hero 5. And let's go to, I'm just gonna show you guys literally side by side at 120 frames what this looks like. You've got the OnReal is going to be on the right hand side, and you've got the GoPro to the left. Okay, so that's a quick comparison video between the OnReal $400 4K action camera and a GoPro Hero 5. Look, if you are not wanting to break the bank, the OnReal is going to give you the ability to do a lot of things that the GoPro does. You're just not going to get the video quality. As you guys can see from some of the video footage, the GoPro definitely spits out a better image, but image stabilization on the OnReal is very solid. The different features are kind of nice to have, and they tend to be the same with both cameras. So once again, that is a quick comparison video between the OnReal $100 action camera and a GoPro Hero 5. If you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button. And if you like this content that I keep creating on this channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And as always, it's Trey Lowell, and I'll see you guys in the next video.